Hey, good morning. Tante Joel Peterson, Nisiagasun, Saskatoon, Oche. Live here this morning, Saskatoon. It's early. It's just after 7 a.m. A little bit of technical challenges getting the podcast going, but Nathan kind of passed me the pocket. I'm kind of doing this one on my own. So thanks very much, Nathan, for your assistance on this one. We've got a pretty cool workout here today for you guys. At least I think it's going to be cool. It is 4 exercises. It's going to be a wall sit. So if you have a wall, that's awesome. If you don't, that's okay. But it's going to be a side-to-side trunk rotation with a little bit of weight. So a load if you can. If not, you can still go without a load. And it's a good work for the core, for the shoulders, for the quads, for the hams, for the glutes. It's a good workout for that position. So that's a full body workout, isolated more into the abdominal area, so the core exercise. We're going to do a single leg deadlift, or they're also called RDLs, so Romanian deadlifts. Again, you can do it with a load or without. We want to just have that proper movement of the body. Then we're going to do a front lat raise, rotation out and drop, or you can do lat raises. You can have a little bit of a bend in your elbows when you're bringing that up. We only want to go shoulder height. I don't want you going really high here, okay? And then we're going to finish that off with the double leg deadlift, or Romanian deadlift. So feeling it in through the back of the hammies into glutes. And you don't have to have a really, really deep lift or bend, but we want to have at least a little bit of rotation, or not rotation, but for the hamstrings and glutes. I'm also going to use a piece of wood to get my toes up that are going to help me to get that stretch. So if you don't have a piece of wood ready to go, that's okay. But I've got one here that I'm going to use. We're going to use a timer. So I've got this bad boy here. We're going to shoot for 22 minutes. We may move this into 28 minutes. So again, thanks for joining in. We're going to do a quick warm up, and then we're going to get into it. I'm going to also be checking on my laptop over here just to make sure everybody can hear what I'm saying. So I've got some understanding on that one. Okay, so we're going to get our warm up going. Okay, so you guys can hear me okay? You're good? Yeah? Okay, awesome. Okay, let's start off a little bit of bear hug. Get these shoulders warmed up. So what I'm going to use today is, again, I've got a couple of milk, big 4-liter milk containers filled with water. You can fill that with sand, but we want to have a little bit of weight with that. I've also got a couple 25-pound dumbbells that I'm going to use. And again, you don't want to go really, really heavy on this, because we're going to be doing 10 repetitions, and again, over a long period of time. So we want to make sure we've got a weight that we feel comfortable with. Hands down to the side, shake out those wrists, shake out the forearms, simultaneously shake out the legs. I know that I did a couple longer runs this week. My legs are kind of stiff, so this is going to be good to get moving nice and early, warm up those legs. Okay, a little bit of side rotation here. Again, we want to try and get the core warmed up. I like to bring my elbows up when I'm doing this rotation, because I find that I can get up the upper back or the thoracic area into the cervical kind of part of the spine. That's the upper part of the spine. And get those shoulders warmed up as well. Okay, just a couple rotations here. Good rule of thumb is, 10 to 12 repetitions for the warm-up, or 10 good breaths. Okay, press straight up like a handstand. Bring those fingers back so we can elongate the spine. Okay, nice and tight in through the core. Shake out the legs. A little bit of static stretching here. A little bit of a wider stance. Hinge hip forward. Nice slow stretch of the quadriceps into the glutes, hams. Good breathing. Buckle the knees, come up, control the ascent and the descent. Okay, let's just do a little bit of high knees here. Bring that elbow across so we can help get the glutes and the hamstrings warmed up at the same time. So we come across. Try to be nice and tall here. We want to get the glutes and hams fired up here and warmed up. Hip rotation. Outward hip rotation. Inward hip rotation. So outward, inward. Good. Shake out the legs. Ankle rotations. The music is loud on my end today. Hopefully you guys you can hear that as well. And that gain on the mic, all these kind of cool new technical words for me. It's been kind of a cool learning experience getting on the video platforms. As we move forward into this next month, we're going to be doing some more of these. We'll try to add in some evening rotations. We're going to add in Zoom. Okay, I think we're good to go. Make sure you've got a water. I'm going to grab a quick water here. Okay. Water. I'm going to hit the timer. We're going to be good to go. So our first one is going to be wall sit with a rotation left and right. I'm just going to grab my kettlebell or dumbbell ready to go. We're going to rock out here. So stand by. Again, we're going for 10 repetitions. We're going to move through each exercise. Okay, here we go. Into a wall sit. So against the wall. 1, 1. Try to have the shoulder blades against the wall. Trying to count and talk at the same time. Kind of challenging. Okay, I think that was 11 or 12 actually. Okay, so the next one is going to be single leg Romanian deadlift. The movement is whatever hand you have the weight in, that's the leg that's going to go up. Okay, so the movement is plant the foot down and up. Okay, other hand down and up. So 5 aside. Okay, I'm going to start off light here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, you can have your hand out for balance. Kind of like to bring it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reason why you want to do separate legs is we find that one leg is usually stronger than the other. And we want to be able to build both. Okay, front raise. 10. Or you can do rotation out. Up, out, down. Or you can do flat raises. Out to the side. Remember, back nice and straight. Staying in that frontal plane. We want to stay working on that in the frontal plane. This is frontal plane, this line that's on the ground. My body in line with that. Out to the front. Head up. Remember to breathe. So it comes up, out, or down. Okay, Romanian deadlift. Double leg lift. Again, I've got the piece of wood here just so that I can get my toes up so I have a little bit more movement here. Again, I'm staying a little bit lighter in the weight here for repetition wise as we're moving through. You want to really get your hips back. Okay, as we come down, bend your knees a little bit of bend, and then we come up to a starting position, and then it's up, straight up, nice and tall. So if this is as far down as you get, that's fine. If you can get lower. Up at the top, kind of squeeze the butt cheeks. Okay, that's one round. So that's taking my time as I'm explaining it. That's like 3 minutes. So we want to roll back into wall sit. Again, when we're coming into wall sit, want to have feet a little bit wider down into a sit. And even if you're not using a weight, this rotation is really good, or good work. But adding a little bit of load adds a little bit more intensity to it. Okay, Romanian deadlift, single leg. Again, plant that foot. We're going to come down, under control. Leg comes up. Yeah, we want to try and stay in that frontal plane as we're coming down. Switching legs. And I always have a little bit of work to do on this right leg of mine from an old knee injury. That's okay. Okay, front raise or lat raise. So lat raise. Front raise. Under control. Controlling frontal plane by controlling my core. Tight core, nice and strong. Legs grounding me. Try not to get too much swing going on. Right under control. Control coming up and coming down. Okay, and last one. Double leg deadlift, Romanian deadlift, or straight leg deadlift. Okay, I'm going to go without the plank so I can have a little bit more closer to ground. Again, we want hips back. Nice stretch. Back of the hamstrings into glutes. So if you're not feeling that in the back of the hammies, keep your legs a little bit more straighter and you'll definitely feel it. Hips come back, your butt back. So you can use your glutes, your hammies. Try to keep your core tight. Okay, it's 2 rounds, just up to 6 minutes. I'm going to grab a quick drink. You guys can keep going at your own pace if you want. If you jump ahead, that's fine. You have the exercises, wall sit, single leg, lat raises, and so on. Okay, back to wall sit. Just come back, get a nice spot here on the wall. I want to try and hit that about shoulder height. If it's down low, it's okay, but engage a little bit more. Try to keep those shoulders as close to the wall as you can. I like to look over to see that I'm landing, but you can keep your shoulders straight if you want, if you have that rotation. think that was somewhere around 10. Okay, again, you can do this without weight. I wouldn't use the milk container because there's a likelihood that you can break it on impact. I've done that. Okay, so you could add, maybe you've got a water container at home, a little bit more robust. Again, you could use something like that. Just the movement. That's what we're looking for. Okay. So again, we're going to go back to Romanian deadlifts, one-legged. Arm comes up for me, or you can have it out for balance. If you're not quite there and you're working on it, you can slowly walk your way up. So it's a balance. Okay, so if it needs to be nice and slow under control, that's fine. If you have that range of motion, you just go straight ahead. The chin can come up a little bit, but we want to try and keep that back nice and flat. And that leg comes up. And when that leg comes up, I'm going to do it without a weight here so you can see what I'm talking about. When that leg comes up, like so, you're actually feeling it into glute and into the lower, little bit of your lower back, into your hip flexors. So this is a really good movement. I always get kind of thrown off on which one's going up. Sorry, it's early. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why. Other side. There you go. Just remember, the leg that goes up, that's where the weight goes. Okay. Lat raises into, or front raises into lats 10s. Okay, so we got the music today through YouTube, non-copyright. Again, I got to remember to throw in that disclaimer at the beginning. You go at your own speed. Functional fitness, these levels are for everyone. Okay, if your doctor has given you the green light to go, continue in. If for whatever reason you're not feeling you can do all these movements, then stop or slow it down, or we can modify it. Different modifications for these workouts because we're trying to do a full body workout. Okay, back to double legged Romanian deadlift. So again, you can do this without a weight. We want to try and keep those legs nice and straight as we can into that deadlift position here. You're going to have a little bit of bend of the knee in that position here, especially in the back. Coming up nice and tall. Hips come back. Good stretch in through the back of the hamstrings where it ties in behind the knee. Back up. So we have insertion points. And in the hamstrings here, right in through to glute. Okay, so 10. We can do this with other loads, different weights. We're really trying to get a good movement in through here, hammies. Okay, so we're coming up to 11 minutes. We're kind of halfway through the first set. And I've lost count of how many sets. I think we've done 3 complete. So you can rack off a whole bunch more if you want. I'm just going to grab a water. You guys are doing good still. You can hear me. Okay, active stretching. When you're grabbing a water, shake out the legs, shake out the arms. Do a deep stretch if you need. Okay, we're going to get back into it. So again, whatever weight, whatever load you want. I'll grab another one here. So say a 10-pound kettlebell. And grab that kettlebell up to rack position here. Rotation. Or you can do single arm. If you're doing single arm, grab the wrist. Come across, especially with a little bit of lighter load. This helps you to have this movement in through here as I rotate my core, rotate my shoulders coming across the body. Again, you might want to switch hands. Nice stretch of the shoulder. And really working the quadriceps into hams, glutes by doing this wall sit. Okay, we're gonna kick into single leg. Again, I'm gonna go back to the water container. Just gonna move these dumbbells up a little bit. Okay, whatever leg is going up, that's where the weight is. So for this one, I'm gonna do right hand, plant that left leg. Other arm I bring up. It's kind of a boxing position, or you can bring your arm out. Really trying to control this planted leg as I'm using a lot of different muscles in through the bottom of my ankle, in through my calf as I'm lowering. And then I'm also, the target muscle here is hamstrings into glutes. There's my balance. Try not to rush the descent, or that's what happens. You lose your balance. Okay, shake that out. Back into front raise or lat raise. I'm going to do a lat raise. We're going to go for 10. Again, try to go to shoulder height if you can. Don't go past that. Plant the legs. Control going up and coming down. Okay. Back into double. So again, I'm going to do it from a side view so you can see where my positioning is. I'll bring us back over to center of the X. So I bring my toes up just slightly. My weight, up I come. Control the ascent as you're going down, or sorry, the descent going down, ascent coming up. Pick a spot on the wall. So your feet position, it's not a wide like a sumo deadlift. It's about shoulder width apart. Just kind of a normal gait or normal stance here. So we don't want a wide stance like this on this one right here. We also call them like suitcase lifts. I don't know if you've heard that, but the whole idea is being able to pick something up properly. Okay, so double leg. We're gonna go back into wall sit. I'm grabbing another quick water here. We're going wall sit, left, right rotation. We're kicking into 16 minutes. So as soon as you're ready, we can go wall sit. Just gonna grab a 12 kg kettlebell. This is basically about 25 pounds at a little bit more load. Okay, here we go. Six, trying to count, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, and 10. Okay, so under control, good movements. I'm actually going to use this kettlebell for our lifts. It's a little bit higher off the ground. I don't have to go quite so low. So put this piece of wood off to the side. Okay, so single leg Romanian deadlift, 5 aside for a total of 10. Remember, whatever side the weight is in, that leg is going up. Bring my other arm up to the side. So I'm going to start off here. This is this kind of the position we want you in. So that leg is nice and straight. Loaded on this leg here so I can come up. Okay, so here we go. Try not to go too fast. Try to keep it under control. Okay, leg load is up, down I come. I can really feel that in the glute. But I know that it is also working these other stabilizing muscles and through the lower part of my legs and building those knee joints, because for me, that's what I need to work on, strengthening those muscles that work around to keep that knee nice and tight. Okay, front raise or lat raise. Okay, so this is definitely, this workout will get your heart rate up. I can already feel mine up, which is good. So that works out to metabolic conditioning. So we're doing aerobic, anaerobic. So some strength training with some flexibility, mobility, and it's aerobic. So we're getting our heart rate up. Open up, when we come up, open nice and wide here. Oh, what the heck, I'll do a double with this. Okay, so maybe this is all you have at home. This is gonna be enough. Okay, so Romanian deadlifts. This is an actual thing that you could be doing when you're picking up your groceries, right? So for reals, here we go. Okay, hips come back. Should feel that through the back of the hammies. Again, from the side, get the hips back. Try to keep those legs nice and straight. The lower weight, you can increase your speed slightly, but we still want proper form. Okay, grabbing the water. Okay, looks good, you guys. Forms are looking good. Good rotations. I'm just checking you out on the screen here. Screens look good. Grab a quick water. We're rolling into 20 minutes. So we're almost done this first prescribed of 22 minutes, 10 repetitions. Again, it's called as many rounds as possible, or AMRAP. This is a CrossFit type of setup, as many rounds as possible in a condensed time frame. So our first one is going to be a 22-minute. If you want to do RX Plus, you can ramp it up to another 6 minutes, which is 28 minutes of AMRAP exercise. Boom. Okay, so let's do wall set, left and right rotation, and we'll get into the rest of this. I'm going back to my 25-pounder, kind of like using dumbbell. Okay, find that sweet spot in the wall set and crank out 10. Awesome. Okay, so 10 aside on that one. Going back to single leg Romanian deadlifts. So remember, whatever side the weight is on, that is the side the leg goes up. Okay, I like, again, to bring my arm up for balance into a position like so, because it transitions into skill development that we do on other things. Okay, so I've got that load coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, again, you'll feel it in through this area here, oblique, and you'll feel it into the hip flexor as well. Okay, whatever arm has the weight, that's the leg that's going up. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome. Okay. Front raise, lat raise. Okay. Feet nicely planted, tight core, shoulder square, head up, up and out. Just 1, 2, bring it right down. Don't just sweep it like this. Okay, actual up, out, down. Up, out, down. Again, try to stay shoulder. Don't be going any higher than that, like out to here. Or you can do lat raises out to the side. When it comes back in, you'll feel that through the chest area, through the pectorals. Again, we want to stay in the frontal plane. So I've got a line here. I know where I'm at. I put my line over my laces. And this is where I want to stay. Stay in this frontal plane. That's where I want to do that work. Add a little bit of load to that. Again, same idea, just makes it a little bit harder. As I increase the weight, I have to slow down that repetition. Okay, remaining deadlifts, doubles. I'll go back to, actually I'm gonna use 2 kettlebells. I'm kind of lucky that I've got this extra equipment at home to work out with. But again, you can use anything. We got milk, you use pieces of wood, whatever you want. Okay, the deadlifts. Hips come back. You should really feel it through the back of the hamstrings into glutes. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so moving those different weights on however you want to do it is cool. So we're rolling up into 24 minutes, 23 minutes. Grab a quick water. That was really loud, sorry about that. Sometimes I forget I've got this Mike lapel. And anybody named Mike lapel? I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about this thing. Okay, shake out those legs, active stretching. We're going back into wall sit rotation. Okay, grabbing that 25-pounder. Come back down to the wall sit, and here we go. A little bit wider stance, but you should definitely be feeling it in through quad, ham, glute. I think that was 10. Bear hugs, shake it out. Again, depending on the weight you use, that's gonna kind of dictate the speed that you're doing those rotations. Just make sure you're doing that proper form. Okay, single leg, remaining deadlift. Again, whatever leg or whatever arm has the weight, that's the leg going up. That's how I try to remember it. Try to stay under control as you come down. Rotate that leg up so it's almost parallel. Working the back of that hamstring, glute. So when we're coming down, that leg is coming up and I'm working all in through here into stabilizer muscles into my calves. Okay, we're gonna go front raise or lat raise, your choice. I'm gonna kick in a couple other things here. So again, this was just some juice containers that I've filled up with water. You could fill up with sand just to add a little bit of change here. Okay, so lat raises. Okay, we don't want to go way high. You want to go about shoulder height or front raise. Okay, control that coming up. And then to add, especially if you have a lighter weight here, do that full rotation coming down. Up, across, down. Nice rotation. And if you want to add a little bit more to it, have a little bit of a pause. Add a little bit of a pause as you do that rotation. So it comes up, out, and down. Or you can add in the actual weight of whatever you're doing. Okay, I think our music has stopped. So just keep going. I'm going to try and kick that back up again. Yeah, there we go. Okay, music's back on. Okay, DJ, which I didn't know I was, but now I am. Okay, I forget what we did. Okay, so we're back on to double. So let's do some doubles. Straight leg doubles. Okay, feet planted, hips come back, good lift up into that hang position. So this position here is hang, deadlift down, hips come back and up. Still want to engage core. Nice and tall at the top. But you should definitely be feeling that in your hammies. Again, without any weight at all. The rotation is down. Try to keep those legs as straight as you can. And then come back up. It can be anything. So here's just a 2-liter or 4-liter jug of milk. Or I think in the States it's a 2-quart. Hips come back. And this is a good kind of landmark too. You don't need to go any lower than this position here. And this landmark is also the height of an Olympic lifting bar. If we were to transition into there. So it comes up into a position here. Hips come back. Okay, double leg. That kicks us into, that's our time there, team. Actually rotates us into 28 minutes. I dropped it a little bit longer than before. So that is the prescribed plus. We did 28 minutes. Not sure how many rounds you got in on this one because I totally lost count. Big takeaway on this one here, team, is that we want to make sure that we've got those proper movements. I'm just going to turn the music down a little bit. Just hang on, bear with. We're under 30 minutes. We're going to finish off with a little bit of a cool down. I'm going to talk with you a little bit, and then I'm going to log us out of this workout studio. And Nathan, thanks tons again for talking me through and helping me out with getting this set up. Tito here again. There you are. Jan and Dustin. Okay, you guys are still there, right on. Okay, so arm rotations. Either bear hugs, muscular hugs, up, right around. Get nice and loose. Press straight up. Drop to one direction. Fingers come down, arms come back. Press straight up again. Drop that arm down. Fingers come down, arm comes back. Back up again. And we want to stay in that frontal plane when we're doing these movements. Okay, shake out the legs. So hopefully that gets you started here for the day. Good little AMRAP. Again, if you want to really ramp this up more for a high intensity interval training, you can increase the weight. You could increase the reps. You could increase your speed as long as you're doing proper form. Okay, that's the big takeaway, is proper form. We want to protect our backs, especially all the time. So we want to make sure we're doing proper movement. Good rotations here helps to cool down those muscles in our lower back, our lumbar area, that tie right into our glutes and hip flexors. And this is also a good rotation for core as we come across. Okay, good. Butt kickers. Okay, awesome. Okay, well, that's about it here, team. Take another few minutes on your own for cool down. Make sure you are hydrating here throughout the day. And again, I posted this on Facebook, the workout, and on Instagram. But if you want a written version, just send a message, kick that out to you. Other than that, we'll see you back next Friday. And again, coming up later in this month, we're going to be coming out with more Zoom-related workouts and more podcasts on this station here. And again, make sure you're checking out IOPS. Nathan's got some awesome shows on his podcast, and he's bringing up lots of new, more Indigenous podcasters. It's really cool to be a part of this community. And again, it's about being healthy and safe. And let's make sure we're wearing those masks and we're out there. Make sure we're staying as distant as we can from people. And I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome day. Peace out. And I'm going to log us out of the studio, so I'm going to be going off screen here. If you have any questions, again, make sure you send email, text. You can hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and we'll talk you through it. Otherwise, we're rolling into about 33 minutes of your time. I know your time is precious, but find time during your day to be active with either yourself or with family or with friends. Okay, peace out. See ya.